All right, folks, welcome. This is a quick rundown of how to build your online authority. I teach these classes every Wednesday night live, and I'm just doing a quick rundown of what is it that makes you the online authority, the person, the voice in your space. A lot of folks have this question right now. B2B is discovering that, in fact, social matters. You need to have a voice out there, and so what you say and how you say it matters. This touches on positioning, touches a bit on social media strategy. But what we're going to do is run through a quick set of slides. This should be pretty brief. I'd say 10 minutes. And we're going to establish what you need to do to build your online authority. So let's dive right into it. The foundation of online authority, this is how to become the go-to authority in your field. There are 3 C's to building your authority. Clarity. You know your value. You need to share it with other people. What is the value that you bring? This means what is the problem you own? What value you deliver and how clearly you express that is a key component of building your online strategy, online authority. Number 2, consistency. You got to show up every day, folks. That doesn't need to be an everyday posting thing, but you need to be engaging at least every day, or posting, or somehow, some way being present in the world in which you want to become the voice of authority. So being consistently present matters. And number 3, you got to have the credibility, and you illustrate that through the expertise that you bring. This is going to be educational based. This is going to be insight, storytelling, experientially, what makes you the person that they should be learning this from. So whatever it is, what's the problem you own, clearly state the value you bring, consistently show up, and illustrate your credibility and expertise. Those are the 3 C's of authority. You need to check the boxes on all 3 of those before you can progress. After that, you have to answer 3 big questions in the minds of your audience. Question number 1 is, who the hell are you, right? Why should they care about your perspective? So you either have the experience, the history, you've done the 10,000 hours of study. There's a reason why you can be the voice of authority in your space. You need to make that clear up front. Who are you? Where do you come from? What's your backstory? Comic book origin number 1 kind of stuff. Mission, vision, values, why you're doing what you do. All that matters. Who are you? Number 2, who do you help? Whom do you help, as my mom would say? The ideal clients and their needs are the people you're speaking to, but you have to make that clear. So, for example, building your online authority right now for this little presentation, this applies to founders, coaches, consultants, the quote-unquote B2B creators, people who want to become known in their field of study or their field of expertise. That's who I'm speaking to. So that's broadly applicable. In your world, you might need to be tighter with that, but you need to say who you help. And number 3, why should they trust you, right? What is it about where does your credibility come from? And you don't say what your credibility is. We're not going to tackle this in this session, but there is a pyramid. Actually, maybe we will tackle this. What you say about you is never as important as what other people say about you, right? This is Jeff Bezos. Your reputation, brand is what they say about you when you're not in the room. You want to be able to prove your credibility through testimonials, showcasing examples, clients that you've helped. It can't just be you saying you're great, because nobody cares. Here's the authority pyramid I'm referencing. Authority comes from 3 layers, and you go in this order. You clearly message your value, number 1. Every day you show up, and that's the consistency piece, but you are very clear in what you're doing and who you do it for. So I come from Wall Street. I know finance. I don't talk about financial advice. I don't give you advice on Bitcoin. I don't explain world economics and policy around how Bitcoin pressures the governments of the world because they can't print fiat. I know all about it. That's not my lane right now. So did it for 30 years. Can speak to it. I'm not speaking to it. I'm clear that I'm in the marketing, sales, content world. You have to be clear is what's the value you bring? What's the problem you solve? You can do a lot of stuff. I know that. We all can. Pick it. Pick your lane. Number 2, consistency. Repetition. This is about going to the gym and hitting the reps. Every day, you're either making content, engaging in content, or doing something that helps people that are in the world that you operate within. Number 3, you show the proof. I have clients, I have CEOs that I've helped on Wall Street build their personal brands. I've got 3 best-selling authors that I've helped achieve that status. I'm not here to brag. I'm saying if I need to, when the time comes and I'm building business or I'm pitching, I've got the accolades I can fall back on, dish them out, and you need the same. Collect the proof. And I'll tell you a little tidbit here. It's easier to align with folks up front. If I help you and you're satisfied, would you be open to providing me a testimonial? Way easier to ask before you engage than after the fact. You've done a great job for them, banged it out, they love you, and now you got to crawl with your tail between your legs. Hey, I know that we're done and the engagement's over, but I forgot to ask for it, and if I could get a testimonial, it'd be really great. Would you mind? Now they're doing you a favor. At the outset of the thing, it's part of the contract. They're not doing you a favor. I'd like to help you. Part of what we do and the structure, what we're going to do it is at the end of this, I would like you to get your honest feedback. Whether you're happy or not, I just want the feedback. You can share if you're unhappy with it, but I would like to get that from you. Is that cool? They're going to be fine with that before the fact. So you get the clarity out there, you consistently show up, and you have proof to show. Those 3 layers give you the authority. You don't assign yourself authority. I don't declare myself the authority in my space, nor do you in yours. You are assigned authority. It is assigned to you by the other people in your world. It's much like leadership. The big mistake corporate makes is thinking that the boss is the leader. Totally not true. There are people on sports teams, people in the corporate world. The real leaders are chosen by the group. The group assigns that power. It's very different from authority that's top down. Leadership is a bottom up thing. So you want the authority, real authority, it gets assigned to you by the crowd you serve. You need an authority statement. I know this is cheeseball, but it's a great exercise to start with because for those who are making their living as the LinkedIn guru, this is sickening, right? This is what we see this all out there. But even if you don't, you got to just in your own mind, I help X achieve Y without Z. That little formula is very instructive for you because if you're clear, like I help founders attract premium clients without the content treadmill, I know what to say. I know how to think about what I approach this as, and you need to do the same. You need to be very clear when you engage with other people because other folks might not need your help, but might know someone who does. And unless you spark that in their mind, you're losing opportunity. You're not going to capture that. So if I help founders grow personal brands to attract leads without chasing, I help B2B companies secure talent without wasting their time on deadbeat kick tire candidates. I help whatever you help you help them get from A to B without the problem and that problem, by the way, that Z, fear obstacle, is the number one thing they most detest. It is the main thing they're going to say to you. Well, I like your service, Mark, and I would sign up, but I really don't want to be on the content treadmill. I really don't want to be an influencer or a creator. I don't want to have to show up on video every day. Whatever the obstacle is, you call it out up front. I help X achieve Y without their biggest fear. That's your authority statement. So work on that for yourself. You want to become a category of one, which means you are selling your own uniqueness. You're not selling hours, your time. You're not selling labor. You're selling a result, a transformation. So the transformation is, what is the specific change that you deliver after they've engaged with you, after you've come into their world? How are they different, right? So define the specific change. If I help you build a personal brand, you're now the known and trusted voice in your space. That's how you'll change. If I help build out your marketing team, you now have the structure to create content on a systematic way. It doesn't matter what you do, but define the outcome transformation. The second thing is, you need to have a unique approach. This is about systemizing. Map out what you do in 3 to 5 steps so people get an idea of what it would be like to work with you, right? It could be something so basic and simple. I'm talking generality here. I don't want your secret sauce. Generally speaking, we meet with you, we make a plan, and we handhold you through the process. 3 steps, 1, 2, 3. One of my clients, or actually a colleague of mine, I'll call him, creates custom furniture. He meets with you to understand your vision. You pick out the wood together, and together you craft the perfect piece of furniture. Like, that is very general and basic. And the goal isn't that you're selling them or winning hearts and minds here. It's that you give them a sense of what it would be like to work with you. What is expected from them, right? If you tell them this is going to take 16 weeks and you got to jump at these hoops, they're not interested. You make it sound simple, a couple of quick steps, 1, 2, 3. They think to themselves, number one, okay, this is not that person's first rodeo. You've done this before. Number two, you're clear in how you approach this. Clearly, you're a professional. And number three, I'm comfortable giving my money and trusting you with whatever the responsibility that you're going to help me get through, because I feel like you know what you're doing. So this is about perception. You want to have a method because you want to make them understand that that they're in safe hands. And the third thing is, your history has to make you different from everyone else out there. And it is your story, right? This is where AI can't hold a candle to you. And I'm a pro AI guy, right? It's a tool, use it, all that's great. But you storytell your history of why you are specially suited for what you're doing for them. So I can tell you this, if you want to call this the digital marketing world of content, I come out of Wall Street, good or bad, doesn't matter. It's different, right? Different is better than better in the marketing world. I have a very clear understanding of business models, and structuring revenue, right? I've dealt with big clients. I've dealt with multi-million-dollar revenue runs. I'm not bragging. I'm saying that's my differentiation. You want to do this for yourself. What have you done in the past? And you don't have to be a corporate cog like I was. What have you done that makes you uniquely qualified to service the folks you serve? That's it, right? You are the best vessel. Why? You got to answer that. When you can explain the transformation, you have a clear method of getting them there, and you can explain why you are the person for that. Well, now you're the category of one, right? I can copy your method. I don't have your backstory. I come out of Wall Street, so do you, but guess what? I have a different method. It doesn't matter how you get there, but you want to have these 3 boxes ticked: the transformation, your method, and what makes you different. A lot of folks have trouble figuring out their niche. This is kind of a stepping back a second, because I've run into this with some of the younger folk. The 3 things, and this is Ikigai for those familiar with the Japanese concept: what do you love? What are you great at? And what will people pay for? Draw yourself a Venn diagram. I like that even better than this diagram. So what you love is your passion, right? Like, I love playing guitar. What are you great at? I am not Eddie Van Halen. I suck at playing guitar at that level. So not going to make a living there. That's not a niche I can serve. However, I like to talk. I'm pretty good at it. And what will people pay for? Sales, content, marketing advice, coaching, advisory, consulting. So what do you love to do? What are you great at? And what will the market pay for? Draw those circles, fill them out. If you could take the time, and this is going to be challenging, believe it or not, but fill out 10 of each. 10 things you love, 10 things you're great at, 10 things that people will pay for. The overlap in the middle is where you'll find your genius. That's the niche you should be serving, because it ticks the other boxes around the things that you are uniquely qualified to do for people, right? So when you can get to your Ikigai, you're clear on your niche, you're clear your differentiation, you just need a methodology at that point. You're going to need an elevator pitch. Everyone does. So you communicate your authority by what you say to the folks you serve. And what you say matters. This is communication skills, right? This is, again, you can AI your way to greatness, but when you're in person, you got to have this down. What's the problem you solve? What's the process by which you solve it? And what is the outcome they get? 3 steps, very simple, 3 steps: the problem, the process, the outcome, right? So you lead people to you if they're a fit with the words you say. So I'll give you an example of this. You're at a dinner party in person. Someone's like, "Oh, Mark, this is my friend so-and-so." And the so-and-so is like, "Hey, Mark, tell me about what do you do for a living?" Here's where you roll it out. Now, I don't know if this person is a potential prospect for me. They may need my services. It may be a huge customer they're the head of a CEO of an organization, multi-billion-dollar global organization, or some solopreneur creator that doesn't even have a business, employee not looking for anything. I don't know, but my PPO will map this for me. It's a filter. Well, a lot of consultants struggle to grow their business, and I deliver live weekly trainings and networking. So it helps them establish their personal brand and grow their revenue. You want to map that out clearly, but you want to say in 3 parts: I solve this problem through this process to get folks to this outcome. And here's why. I'm not selling them. This is not a sales pitch. Your elevator pitch is not a sales pitch. I do not know or even care, really. I'm just telling you about what I do. I don't know what these folks do and if they're a fit for me or not. But if they are, they'll want to know more. They'll ask me a question. Mark, that's interesting. When you say live weekly training and networking, what do you mean by that? What is that? That's a buyer question. So you help people establish personal brands? That's a buyer question. When you say consultants struggle to grow their business, what kind of consultants, Mark? That's a buyer question. So I'm laying it out there to see what they do. They might be like, zero interest in that. I am a race car driver, or I'm the member of Metallica, and doesn't matter what you do to me, Mark. However, my buddy does something that might be interesting to you, Mark. That I got a friend of mine who's launching a business. You should talk to him. That's it. You have planted the seed in their mind. It's either going to be a fit for them potentially or not, or it's going to trigger in their mind, hey, you should talk to someone I know. They might be able to benefit from you. This is not a sales pitch. That's a whole different thing. I'll do this some other day. This is here's how I help people thing. And what you're doing, the way humans operate, when two humans interact digitally, online, in person, doesn't matter. In the back of everyone's mind, yours, mine, all of us, is this selfish little, how can this person help me, right? Can this person help me make money, find a mate, find a business partner, get me a hire, do work for me? Is there some way, shape, or form I can get benefit from this person? It is a very selfishly driven thing that every human has. Don't deny it. Feed it. Just address it right up front. Here's what I do. Here's how I help people. And this is what I help people with. Right away, you're just giving them, you serve it on a platter so they can say, you know what? I don't have that problem, but I know someone that does. And they're a friend of mine. Would you mind speaking with them? Or don't know that problem at all, Mark. Don't know anyone that has that problem. Couldn't care less. Nice to meet you. I have done two things. One, I have uncovered potential opportunity in the world that I wouldn't have known about because I had a 10-second elevator pitch. Or two, I have very quickly sifted non-buyers out of my life in a polite way. Like this isn't about churn and burn. Don't be a douchebag. It's a very professional way of filtering people and finding what might be a business fit for you. And remember, it's not always a customer. It might be a potential sponsor, could be potential hire, talent, could be a connection down the road that will be valuable to you. But once you're clear in what you do with your problem, your process, and the outcome you deliver, it helps other people categorize you. Folks like to bucket people in their mental mind of the Dewey Decimal System, right? There's a filing box in everyone's mind. Where do I fit this guy? You go through YouTube or any of these channels, and you yourself are like, oh, this is the wine guy. This is the marketing guy. This is the Ray Dalio. He's the global macro guy. Warren Buffett, he's the guy that buys companies. Tim Cook, he's the guy that understands technology. People bucket you into, so give it to them. And I know that this is oversimplifying, but that's how humans work. So work that way. All right. Here's what you got to do, folks. Number one, you want to write your authority statement. Who do you help and how? Right? The authority statement, for those who don't remember, I help X achieve Y without Z. That's your authority statement. Really simple. Write that out. Number two, define your unique value. Your unique value is what makes you a category of one, the transformation you deliver, the methodology by which you deliver it, and the backstory history of what makes you unique. Number three, clarify your niche. What do you love? What are you good at? What do people pay for? And number four, crafting your elevator pitch, the problem, the process, and the outcome. That's it. That's the end of this little broadcast, folks. If you're interested, we break these down live every Wednesday. I do a live training session called the Weekly Strategic. And in that, we just basically spitball, quick overview of a topic, and then we network and mastermind it. We'll take someone's business and break it down and give people the frameworks and tools they need to build. Thank you for listening. All the best. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.